All right, it's Tuesday. That means it's Taco Tuesday, where we discuss good food, fitness, and all those things in between. I'm Brandon Glass. If you haven't met me yet, I'm Brandon. I'm a personal trainer, a coach, physical therapist assistant, fitness nutrition specialist, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself, Nick.
Thanks. I'm Nick. I'm also a personal trainer, restorative movement specialist, nutritionist, and I also have a very big passion for mental health and getting your mindset straight and developing, from the inside out. And that's a big part of what we're going through today. But I'm a little moody. I'm going to give everybody a little warning. I'm a little moody. So it might come off harsh, which I think might be a good thing. Kind of like a swift kick in the butt. I don't know. I'll try to soften myself, but we'll see.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay. That's fair. Okay.
So our goal, like if you haven't been with us before, our goal with these talks is to provide just some, really high value information. And to give people, we think that information should be free. And so we really want to give people some action steps they can take. That's always my kind of thing. Like I want to make sure people come away with an action that they can take. Right. So stay till the end. That's usually when we bring that up. Right. and if you're here, do us a favor. Let us know you're here, whether you're watching live or listening live, or if you're watching or listening later, drop us a comment and let us know you're out there. Okay. So what's it all about today, Nick? We're talking about control, like ways to gain control and make progress, I think. Is really what it's
come back from maybe a not so high point, right?
Sure. Yeah. That inertia.
That's what we're doing. The first three things that I truly believe that you have to develop. That's right. To develop that inertia, to develop a forward momentum.
Yeah. Overcome that inertia. Yeah. That stuck feeling, right?
Yes.
You want to get past that. Definitely. So to kind of start out here, like, so when we dig deep into the root of what we need in our lives, I often find that control is really often at the foundation there somewhere. We usually talk about things like knowing what to eat, or what kind of workouts we need, or we just want to look different or lose weight. But when we peel those things back a little bit, what we all really want is to be able to practice some control, I think. And this can be a slippery slope, right? Because we can only control so much in our lives, right? But having control over the things that we can, over certain things, equals empowerment, right? And peace of mind. And that's tied, that can be tied to all kinds of other things, stress and what that does to our health. We've covered that pretty thoroughly, and I'm sure we will again. Mm-hmm. But like, how many of us feel ridiculous or shallow when we say what we want out loud? Like I've been there. Like, I would just kill to lose this weight. I don't think that's a shallow thing to say at all, really. Or I just want to be able to eat pizza and be skinny. We joke about that kind of thing all the time.
Yeah, but it's a real thing, man. That's not something anybody should feel bad about.
No, I don't think so either. But people do, right? We hear that all the time. Like, oh, when I say that, I feel so, whatever. Some negative emotion is tied to that. I don't want to live on salads, right? We hear that a lot. And nobody does. Yet, and so we often hear people feeling or saying those things and going, when I say it out loud, that just seems so shallow. Yet, like you just said, Nick, like we feel these things so intensely, right? They bother us. It's painful because those things make us feel powerless, like we don't have control. Maybe you've tried and succeeded a million times in a way, right? Like, but here you are again. Right? I lost the weight, and then it came back. Right? And there's so many emotions wrapped up in that. And I think most of us can relate. I can, making progress and losing it. For sure. I've been in a place where I knew exactly what things needed to happen, but I just could not do them, at least in a sustainable way. Powerless, right? Nick, I know you've been there. I know you've been there as well. It's a big part of why we work together.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's painful. It really is, and that's why we're talking about it. What we crave, though, I find, is the ability to shape our futures, our lives, ourselves, control. So we want to give you some things that you guys out there, we want to give you some things. We want to give you some things that have helped us, give us control over the things that we can control. That's what today is about. So again, if you're watching later or listening later or watching now, if you can relate to that in any way at all, hit a like button. If you're listening, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, just let us know that you get it. Mm-hmm. So Nick, kick us off.
Yeah. So everything you just said, man, was big, because, years ago, the stuff that you and I are about to I'm really truthfully diving in, but I know that you are big into all this stuff. But what we're about to cover here, I needed this years ago. I needed this because I didn't have it. And I was stuck in what you were just describing, that pain. And like every time I thought, maybe I should do something because it'd be good for me. Well, truthfully, I didn't feel like I deserved it. And that was a really painful place for me to be.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that I really truly believe that you need to do is set a vision, right? What do you want your life to look like? What kind of stuff do you want to be doing? What do you want to look like? Who are you? That's what you have to discover. You have to spend time discovering what you like. Do you even know the answer to that beyond what you do for a living, beyond what you do on a day-to-day basis? Do you know who you are? Can you describe to me your identity as a person? I've talked about this a few times here, and I believe it is radically important. There are so many outward expectations that's being pushed upon us, and they weigh on us, and it's day in and day out. And it kind of goes back to that stress we were talking about. And, a couple of weeks ago, we did the Stress Buster Challenge, and I hope everybody got a really good benefits from that.
Oh man, that was huge.
But a big part of that was we were talking about, a lot of times we don't have the time, or we don't perceive ourselves having the time to spend on ourselves, to discover what we like, to discover why we like them. And that goes for inward feelings, outward feelings, everything from top to bottom, inside and out. And I know Brandon and I are all about discovering and lining up who you are at your core. Brandon says a lot, your mind, aligning the mind with the heart and the soul. And I'm all about the mind, the body, and the spirit. It's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same message.
Yeah, the body with the heart and the soul.
Yeah, it's about developing who you are at your core. It's what you want at your core. Not just on the surface, it's on the core. But the problem is most people, they don't look at their core. They don't know who they are at their core because they just have this day in, day out routine, which is fine. But a lot of times they're not feeling fulfilled. They don't have that fulfillment. They're stuck in that negative emotions. They tend to be unhappy to a certain degree.
Well,
and they never take the time to figure it out.
it's hard, right? We get wrapped up in the obligations.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what a lot of people are saying right now. Well, I don't have time for myself. I have all these things that I have to do and take care of. And I get it. Right. We get that. But
yeah,
it can be done in a very small amount of time.
Right. And that is what this particular step is all about, setting that vision. It's literally something we do with all of our clients. And again, so important. And what we do is we dive into together, we dive into 3 different times. We dive into this vision 3 different times before we even get started working with what exactly we're trying to accomplish, because we want it to go smoothly and important. It's important for us to understand who our clients want to become.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's that important. We dive into it 3 different times to have a clean vision of where your life is headed. Otherwise, you're a ship without a sail in a cornfield. It doesn't make sense.
In a cornfield. I like that. Yeah, no compass.
Yeah, man, but I'm serious. It doesn't make sense. Without a direction, you're in a space where you don't belong. And because of that, you're not going anywhere. And nothing will change without the correct environment.
Oh man, I agree so much.
So just to continue on about this clean vision thing, it's not a vague wish. It's not a dream or a hope. It's a picture of the real results gotten from real efforts. And it comes from the future, and it informs the present, and it inspires action. Right?
Yeah.
Would you agree? Yeah. I mean, it needs to be so clean and so sharp and so detailed that you can see it, you can smell it, and you can taste this, like everything that's going on in that future.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to really put yourself in it.
It's all about what happens up here, because that literally creates a physiological response. It's a change that comes from within. I'm getting into it now. But it's real. It's because it's real. Yeah, powerful vision like that. It pulls in ideas. You can network with other people and develop other resources, and it creates the energy and the will to make that change happen.
Yeah.
And that vision, that same vision, it inspires somebody to commit and to persist, to give their best to make that happen.
Right. We talk about willpower being kind of like a battery, and this is one of those things that charges that battery, right? Being connected to your vision, being connected to your future charges that willpower battery that you need to do some of those changes, to make some of those changes.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's true. So important.
So yeah, the first thing you got to do, I really believe the first thing you got to do is create that vision, develop a bullet point list of all the things that you want, all the things that are going to make your life, meaningful and happy and fulfilled.
Yeah.
And then circle the top 3 most important things that you need to do right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So who are you?
That a little bit.
This is it. So who are you? What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want out of life? That's what that list needs to be about.
I would love to see some immediate kind of responses to that. Like, I'd love to see what people say to that, in the comments, just tell us one thing you picture when you close your eyes, you envision that perfect future for yourself. What's one of those things that you picture? Put it out into the world, make it real.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I would love to see that. That'd be really cool.
I would too.
I see my buddy Vladimir. He's out there. He's up in Alaska. Actually, Vladimir, there's another member from our group right now she's in Alaska, and she just hit a moose.
Oh my!
So anyway,
crazy. Let's not even get into that. But crazy stuff going on in Alaska. Glad everyone is safe and okay in our family here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great. And we're going to summarize a little bit at the end. I know these are
because these are a little deep. I'm getting into
they're deep, and it's lengthy, but that's good. You're on a roll, Nick. I'm going to let you keep rolling with it. Actually, let's move to our next one.
Okay. So next one is I believe, so you get your vision. I believe you have to understand why that is important, why that is such a big thing. It's basically, it's why are you doing it?
Know your why. Be
What's your
connected
driving
to
force?
your,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've talked about this before. But it's coming up again because it's important.
Mhm.
So it's what's your driving force? Why is it important
Yeah.
to you? That all those things happen in your vision.
And this is
Why do
deep,
you want to
deep, deep.
accomplish those things? Say it again.
So, and this is deep, deep, deep. Sometimes we have to really dig in to
Mhm.
this one.
Yeah. But yeah, because we talk to a lot of people inside and out of the group, and we've been doing it for a long time, I think, and between the two of us, a long, long time, I think.
Yeah.
And I get people. I'm sure you get people saying, "Well, I just want to lose 25 pounds." Okay,
Oh, yeah.
why?
Yeah. What's it going to do
Well,
for you?
I don't know. I just think it'll make me feel better.
Okay. Closer.
It's still not good enough. That's not good enough of a reason. It's not enough to inspire somebody. It's not enough to get you to commit,
Right.
to
Right.
make that change that we were just talking about happen.
Yeah.
You have to know that it's going to make you feel better. You have to know in what ways you'll be feeling better.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can feel it. A lot of the time they can feel it. They know it's important, but it's hard to like iterate it sometimes and really like say what's going to change in your life. Why is it important? Why?
Always why. Yeah. So in what ways is your life going to change for the better by reaching those goals, by accomplishing that vision? Otherwise, if you just want to feel better, like go have a cocktail.
Yeah, right. You can feel better.
Yeah, I'm serious. Why? Like if that's all it's going to take, because there are people out there like, well, I'm not being mean. I told you I was a little moody at the start of this. But it's the truth. If you want to change your life, though, you have to understand why. Why are you attacking that thing? Why is it important to you? And you have to know why it's important. I know I'm just
absolutely this. No, I'm with you, man. And again, like I think I'm going to ask people out there to share a little bit. But yeah, I would love to hear some whys. Like what name a why. It might be your kids or or even your animals. It can be your dog. Like you want to be able to play with your dog, right? That's an important thing for people to be able to do. You want to live a long time for your kids. Maybe it's feeling comfortable when you go out in public, right? You want that. You need that. That's a why. Maybe it's wanting to, maybe it's wanting to feel comfortable dating again, right? Maybe something's keeping you from reaching out and making connections with other people. That's a deep why.
It's a big one.
Maybe you want to be able to hike again or get up and down from the floor. We had someone a while ago who hadn't been upstairs in their own house for 2 years that we helped out. Okay. Those are whys.
Those are big ones. Yeah.
Right. So
yeah,
I
would love to. Yeah. I know we keep saying this, but like, I'm serious. This would be a big one. This would be a good one to put it out into the world. Put it in the comments. Like,
yeah,
this is the place. This is the time to make some of these things start to happen. I know it might be a little deep. You might not have it off the top of your head, but like spend some time reflecting.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to jump right into the next one, right?
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling.
Third piece, biggest piece, how to do it.
How?
Right? How are you going to make it happen?
This is the tricky one.
This is the tricky one. And it's so simple at the same time. It's a plan.
It needs to be. It needs to be simple.
It should be simple. That's the problem.
Yeah. This is where it gets really complicated. Yeah.
People make it complicated when it doesn't.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, sorry.
Continue. Yeah, it shouldn't be complicated, but that's what we do. Right? I need to track my macros and do 15 workouts a week, and they need to be split workouts. I need to know exactly what, muscle group I'm supposed to be working. You just steamroll all that shit. Sorry, but you do. Like, smooth your road out, right? Hey,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm jumping into the middle of your
No, you
plan.
should, man.
This is
This
where
is
it
good.
gets so convoluted with people. Like, it gets crazy. I need to know, I need a perfect meal plan. I need to know all these things. Every single one of those things is a little bump, and some of them are necessary for sure. But you
Yeah,
got to
some of them
smooth
work
out your
for some
path.
people, but
Yeah, smooth out your path.
yeah,
It's bumpy enough.
yeah.
Stuff's
And
gonna
you
get in
don't
the
need to
way.
go. You don't need to get crazy and like you were saying, counting macros and 15 workouts a week. Like it works for some people, but not most people. I don't have time for that in my own life.
Some people find it really stress
Some people adapt.
relieving.
Yeah,
Some people find it stress relieving to have those things, and it's sustainable for them. It actually makes it sustainable for them. Very few people, I find.
Right.
Most people,
Those are what we call those, like ultra strict plans. Ultra, like this is what you have to do in order to get results. Like
yeah.
No, I don't. That's not what we're about. It's not what you're. That's why. Whatever, doesn't matter. But
the bottom of it has to be how you're going to live, right?
Yeah.
Your lifestyle, how you're going to keep going. Are you going to do it forever? If not, probably not something worth pursuing.
Exactly. And so plan in some flexibility because it allows you to make choices. It allows you to make decisions, and rather than leaving things up to chance, you have this plan, or worse, with other plans like that, you're letting other people make decisions for you. And that sounds miserable to me. Especially when it comes to, let's say, a diet. Like, I don't want to, no, screw that. So anyway, a plan helps you focus on your priorities. It helps you keep focused on that vision. It helps you develop kind of a sense of purpose. Even it helps you understand that you are your purpose, so that you can live purposefully, like what you were just saying.
Yeah. You guys are seeing how this is connected, these things, right? Your why, your how.
Yeah. So the plan of our goals is something that we can control, and it's something that we should control. We shouldn't put it into, this ultra strict regimen because, like what Brandon just described, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. You can't control super complicated things.
Yeah. So an idea is nothing more than that. If there's nothing more than just the thought, there isn't going to be something to take it to the next step. Even if you have a super clean vision, even if you have a really clear and rock solid understanding of why that vision is so important to you in your life, nothing can happen without that first step. Nothing can happen without the plan to attack it. And it provides speed. It provides confidence for, what to do next. It provides a direction, like I said earlier, a flexibility. And all of this is important so that you can fulfill that dream, so you can reach your vision.
Totally.
So think about this for a second. If you were to go on a trip, you plan that trip. If you're going to get married, if you're going to throw a party, if you want to make more money, you plan for those things, right? If you want to be happy, I can promise you will do some planning. If you want to have a meaningful and joyful relationship, then you must sit down and do some planning. And if you want to be a healthy and independent individual, you are definitely going to make plans for this.
For sure.
If you want to lose weight, you're making some right now. Make some do tasks. That's that bullet point list. Break it down. Where are you going to start? What would you tell somebody else in your position, right? I mean, that's something that we've talked to a lot of people about. Like, what would you tell somebody in your position if they wanted to get started? What's the first thing that you would do? Keep them small. Keep them simple. Like we were talking about. Otherwise, if you get so strict, you get so regimented, it's not going to work.
Right.
I feel like I'm running out of breath here.
Yeah. You're going. This is all really important stuff, though.
Okay, so the importance of the small, simple tasks is that they're easily accomplishable. And the reason behind those is, I'm going to try to wrap it up quick because I feel like I'm getting off task here. But you feel good at the end of each week, at the end of each day, even at the end of the month when you look back and you're like, "Holy crap, I did all these things. That's really good."
I
right?
think if I may jump in, and
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
this is probably on your next point, but yeah, that flexibility. Know that a plan does not mean set in stone, never going to change again. This is the only plan you're ever going to make, and you can't change it.
That's
Right?
a really good point. Yes, because life is always changing. You are always changing. What you want right now might not be what you want tomorrow. So you got to be flexible with it. I think that's a really good point. So continue, evaluate, examine, reassess, and know that things are allowed to change.
Yes.
But don't forget that ultimate vision, right? Life is messy.
Life is messy, for sure. It is.
If you have that plan, and it's a flexible plan that works for you, not you working for it. That is one thing that we can all count on, right? Is that life gets in the way,
for sure.
But we got to let it be messy sometimes. That's the purpose of life. Otherwise, it's not any fun.
Yeah.
So,
evaluate.
Yeah. So sometimes, and sometimes you got to, like, see, I'm just going to keep going. Sometimes you got to determine whether you're on track, or if you would adjust that a little bit because of that messy life. And this is where the daily planning comes in, and why that's so important, having a checkbox. This is when, you need to choose to do something to make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got a pretty specific way we do that when we work with people, because it's huge. You really gotta have that, like, what's my daily vision that I'm doing? What am I doing today to work toward that? Got anything more to say about that, Nick?
Yes, but I can.
I knew you were going to say that. Yes, there's always more to talk about. I mean, we can go on and on and on about any one of these 3 points, but we should.
It's big for me. It's really, really big because, like I said earlier, this is what I needed. I needed this. I didn't have it.
This changed our lives, straight up. Yeah, these things really did change our lives completely. So, that's really how important this is to us. So what's the key? I want to summarize a little bit and also give us some actions. I actually think you really gave us some great actions. So I'm just gonna say that's it. Take action. Do these things. I know we say this, this is the key to everything, but it's true. Like, I know you'd like to have, we all want to have like that magical single thing. Like, if you say 10 Hail Marys, then you're going to get what you want, but that's not how this works. And how this all works is action, right? Dirty action. Do it. Don't be afraid to screw up. Just go. And
I like screwing up.
Yeah, because it's not screwing up, right? It's an opportunity. It's like
knowing what today.
Yeah, no, I'm going to screw up every day in one way or another.
Just a little one, but hey, we learned and we tweaked, and now we know we have a better process for the next time.
100%. So, like these things we said that you covered today, Nick, they're important to have and identify, right? But nothing happens if nothing happens. Nothing changes if nothing changes. We don't change if we don't change how we act. And so, less thinking, more doing. And I know some of these messages, like the things you said today, require a lot of thinking, but that's the action part of it. Sit down and put some conscious effort and thought into these things. Set that vision, right? Take a moment to picture it, dream it up, feel it like it's real. Live in that, right? What does the mountaintop look like and feel like, smell like? I mean, you got to put yourself there, right?
You have to.
Knowing your why do you really need this change? What is the deep emotional connection? And you got to get really deep on this. It's not just numbers on a scale or how you look. It might be personal freedom, creating a long life with your kids. Your why is your motivation. This is why you're doing it. You got to stay connected to that.
Yeah. Let me jump in. Those two things, highly, highly important. Having that clean vision and feeling it and understanding why it's important. Those two things I think are the most important things, because it's arguable, but that's where the magic starts to happen. This isn't something I'm coming up with. That creates a physiological change within your brain and within your body and readies you to make change.
It's the motivator. It's the energy to your success, right? To the whole vehicle. That's your battery, like we said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is how you recharge your battery.
Yeah. All right.
And then making your plan. Not every last detail of that plan, right? Keep it simple.
Yes.
Map the big steps is what I always say. Map the big steps. Not every step. You'll overwhelm your why, right? But map those big pieces, those things, those must happen pieces, and make that list. And then go. Right? That's it. It's work time.
Sometimes
action.
you force it, but it's only that one little step.
Get over that inertia. Take that first step, right? You've made your plan. Now make those things happen. One thing at a time, for sure. We're a big believer in that. Take one step at a time and make it good and solid. Plant your foot before you go to set the next one. And action, not outcomes. Things are going to change, right? That's part of that plan, is making it adaptable. And I hope I can't hammer that point home enough. Your plan's going to change. Just get it set and then just go. Yeah, you can control your actions, but you can only influence outcomes. You can control your actions. You can control your actions, but you can only influence outcomes with your actions. You can't control them entirely. And we really have to make peace with that. Mm-hmm. Don't fight things you can't control.
And I think just accepting that little piece, what you just said, is a huge level of regaining control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That gives me peace. I'm like, ooh, some of these things, I can't help that. I let it go. I'm not going to let that drag me around. I can't change it.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go. All right. And on that note, I'm gonna cut you guys free. We've been in here for a while. Nick, thank you for just taking that and running with it. We usually really kind of bounce these points back and forth off of each other, but you were going and I love that. So, guys, if this made sense to you, please put it in the comments. Let us know. Let us know that you're hearing this. If you have questions, ask the questions. We like to use these lives, if I'm being transparent, to answer some of those questions. If you ask a question, we may address it next week. So put that out there. Let us know.
Yeah, put it into the world. And if we don't know it, somebody else might know it.
Absolutely.
And if we don't, if nobody knows it, we might find it. We might look for it. We're
going to look for it.
Yeah.
I am. That's my jam. I like to dig into these things. But reach out to us because we want to connect with you. Okay. So if you raise your hand, we'll reach out because we want to help. So continue doing that. You guys, as usual, keep doing what you do in the group if you're in the group, and keep lifting each other up. If you're not in the group, come visit us. Come join us and be part of what we're doing over here. It's a great place. I love how you guys in that group lift each other up just continually, and you're always offering your advice, being sympathetic and compassionate with each other. It's a great thing to see. So thank you guys for that.
Real.
And we will see you guys soon. Nick.